Leave is scientifically researched. So, leave is earned. So when every 3 months, every month you work, you earn 1.75 days. Some organizations that give more days earn 2. So you multiply 1.75 days times 12. Isn't it 21 or 20? Yes, what does that mean? That every 3 months you work, you earn 5 days. Oh, yeah.
Business owners, entrepreneurs. Oh my goodness. Welcome back to the podcast Diaries of an Entrepreneur. I don't know what you're waiting for if you've not yet subscribed. And majority of you people who are watching are the people that have not subscribed. I don't know why. Why don't you just subscribe, share the link, invite a friend, and we grow a community for ourselves. So, on today's channel we have, I love calling her Madam HR. I love calling her Madam HR because that's what I know her for. But today we are going to see if me and you can know her beyond her HR profession. Catherine, welcome to the channel.
Thank you, Sandra.
I'm excited to post you. I'm humbled to hug you.
I'm also humbled to be here.
Who is, for someone who's watching for the first time, who is Cathy?
Okay. I am Catherine Chiseka. I am a certified career and transformational life coach. I'm also an HR consultant. So besides that, I also own and I'm the CEO for C&K Management Services. And what we do at C&K Management Services, it is very simple. We offer simple, redefined HR solutions for organizations and also for individuals. For individuals, we offer life coaching services that can create transformation into their careers and their lives. So besides that, I'm also a mother. I am a wife. I believe in Jesus Christ. Yes, I'm a... I believe in Jesus Christ. Yes. I'm not just I believe in Jesus Christ. Yes, and I love to see people succeed. I love seeing people change. I love seeing people go, and I love to be part of that transformation. Yes.
Growing up, did you know that you're going to become what you are today? Did you see your life evolve into this amazing woman that is also changing other people's lives?
No. My
What am I going to book a lawyer?
My dear, no, it was not lawyer. If I tell you the profession, I opted to be an air hostess. That was my dream. Seriously, that was my dream. I'd wanted to be an air hostess. I loved the high shoes. Then it transitioned from being an air hostess. Then I wanted to be a banker. Then I think it transitioned because when I was a child, I realized that I was an observant child. So even when I wanted to be an air hostess, I observed how they be. I realized, like you see, people always flying. You're always in the air. I was like, but how can I still be like an air hostess? I be like them, but I can be here. Okay, maybe I'll try a bank because my parents were bankers. So it kept on changing from what I need. And I think when I was in my senior 6, we used to have, I was in Absosa Girls School. So we used to have career days. And they brought so many professionals. So they brought a lawyer, they brought a doctor, they brought all the professionals by then. Because by then when we went to university, the courses were not as many. They just kept on becoming more.
Not as many.
Yeah, so they brought all the professionals, vet doctors, every professional for every course that is there on that list when we applied to university. But people spoke, and actually, when the lady for HR spoke, I said, that is what I want to be.
Wow.
Yes, it's when I sit to think about it, I said that is where I want to be. And the challenge was, but HR was not on government. But of course, at the schools, people want you want to apply for government courses. Yes, I applied for government courses, of course, but I ended up doing HR. But the thought came from there. But remember, it started from an air hostess. Someone still jokes about it. I may become Sandra.
You became HR.
No. An air hostess.
You become a
I may.
You may. The dream is still there of you becoming a hair hostess.
No, it's fun.
The dream is. Cathy, you stop on. The dream is still valid. Eh?
Yes, it is. We are older.
Emulates to Bagam.
I've just seen videos of older air
Yeah, I've
hostesses.
seen them.
Yes.
But like emulates. One, two.
Yes, I'll be the first black one. They're there. And actually find it amusing. Maybe later when I've fulfilled my purpose here.
When you fulfilled your purpose. Yeah. When you talk about fulfilling your purpose, what do you mean?
Fulfilling my purpose is I told you that I love seeing people succeed. And I love seeing people transform. It comes naturally with me. And I think even for the years when I was doing my HR practice, when I was still a corporate organizations, I was bending all my advice to my staff. I would counsel them, I would guide them, I would make sure they are doing the right thing, everything. So I think that's the purpose, that I want to see people transform, and I would work with them to see that they transform.
At what point do you decide? Because you're in HR, you're loving your people, you're counseling them, you're guiding them. But at one point you be like, you know what, if you're HR, employment, also come one day, at what point do you jump out of employment?
When did I jumping out of employment? It's not something that came like drastically. It was a gradual process that came. It was gradual because when I remember well, because I told you I used to do that, and I had done all the HR ranks, I had done them. Now I was on the management level. So I reached a point when I realized that when I'm doing my work, I planned it for the whole year. I am finishing the work in April.
How possible? What? How fast were you?
I would plan a lot, and I come very, very, very early. I always arrive on time, so I would come early to office, I do my work, and then I was done. Like, it had become predictable. That is how I started realizing that you cannot have an annual plan and you're finishing it in April, because the tasks are repeated. And if you've done work for more than a decade, really, you will know this is what happens in this season. So it had become pretty predictable, and I was very fast at executing it. So I realized that maybe I have to do something more, because I am not giving the best of the organization, and I think I have given my best. So that's when I thought about, how do I give my skills and experience to more organizations? Because however much I was finishing all that work, I was only giving that to just one organization, yes. So that's when I thought about transitioning into HR consultancy, because HR consultancy actually allows you to serve more. You're not restricted to just one organization. And of course, when you're in an organization, you have rules, you have legal terms, you've signed agreements you can't share. But when you're a consultant, you can share your work and so much. Yes, you can. So that's when I started thinking about that. It was gradual. It took me, when I decided to leave employment, I started working towards it for a whole year.
So you didn't wake up one morning and you just decide?
When I got that feeling that I think I need to move on, it was 1 year later. So I started working. That's when I realized that
you weren't scared, you weren't nervous, you weren't be like, are you sure? You're doing the right thing? You didn't have all this second thought and stuff?
The second thoughts happened during that year of the transition. So I didn't move out immediately. So when I gave myself that whole year, I was not doing nothing. I was working towards it. That's when they were coming. I was like, is it the right thing? Have I saved enough money? Am I going to do? Oh my God. Yes, will I have support from my family? Will I have the zeal to learn? So I realized, I told you I had the skill of helping people. So I realized that I can actually give more, because in HR practice, you have the strategic bit, but people, they are the lifeblood of the organization, and those are the people I was working with. And I realized that I would smoothly talk to people. I would smoothly and gladly help them with whatever they were going through. So that's the time when I took a course in life coaching. So I got the certification for 6 months. During that time, I used to study in the evening after work. So when I got the certification, then I got into life coaching. So I was like, this is a good thing for me to integrate My HR, after only dealing with people's team, yes. So the technical bit, which I can serve through the consultancy, and the life coaching and transformational bit, which I can serve through coaching life, career, and transformation. That's when I transition. So on that day I made that decision, I made it. I made it. It had, so I had done all that work before.
Prepared yourself, man.
Yeah. I had done it before. So on the day of doing it, I was just implementing what was in my head, and what had implementing was the resignation, leave the organization.
How was life after employment?
After there was,
Wagamba Street Yocha. So how was life after employment?
let me tell you my story about the life after. What I felt a lot of freedom. Yes, it is surprising, but me, I felt a lot of freedom. The freedom came from the fact that I am now in a space where I am able to, every thought I had thought about, I can do it. That's the freedom I felt. I felt the freedom of my time. You know, I told you I used to finish.
Used to finish 12 months work, 4 months here.
From-
First quarter.
But I'm required to be at the workstation just for the other rest of the months of the year. You get it? So the freedom I felt so much freedom. And you know, I will just give you a glimpse of HR. So HR, when we were studying it at bachelor's, it has 32 post units. So those are the 35 things you can do. And I realized that from all those 32 things, I can develop so many things from there. Yes, so that's the freedom I felt. The freedom of time and to think outside the box.
Didn't miss that money.
Did I miss the money? Yes, that feeling comes that first month.
Because it's the money has realized it's been constant. Yeah, this time you're like end of month.
That first month it hits you. It's not a hit you in a bad way, because remember your plan financially, so your lifestyle has not changed. Because you had a financial plan for it, that I will have my expenses will be paid during this time. But the fact that you need to get a bank alert.
Talking about planning financially, do you know that I've seen people who just jump out of employment. I don't feel like it's, especially today's generation. I think being an HR, you can relate.
Yes, like
I don't feel like it. I'm stressed. That job is not good for my mental health. You got to get, and someone just wakes up one morning drastically. They jump out of their job and they're on the street, and you ask if they plan it, and they don't have a plan. What would you say about the current generation, that Gen Z is here as an HR, was afraid? So they don't have a plan. For you said you had first seed financial. For them, they don't look at all that. 1, 2, mental health, stress, overwhelmed. I can't do that. My boss is toxic. The environment is toxic.
Yeah.
Even maybe let's start from the fact, are there toxic work environments? Am I allowed to leave my workplace because it kills toxic?
Yes, there are toxic work environments. But before I answer, there's also this one I saw for Gen Z. Is like, it was a video, a short video, and the Gen Z came back, and the friend was asking, "Hey, how come you're back?" He said, "I had gone for retirement." I said, "How do you retire?" So the friend said, "How do you retire at 24?" It's like, "No, it was a mini retirement."
Yes, my work if you could you.
Okay, for the toxic work environments, yes, toxic work environments are there, but you have to define toxicity in your perspective. Because in a professional work environment, there are expected standards, there are expected behaviors. There is professionalism, and professionalism will vary on each role. The professionalism of the person who handles customers is different from an accountant, is different from a risk analyst, is different from an HR. So I'll give you an example of each, the ones I've mentioned. So the one focused for the person who handles customers, maybe the person at the front desk, they have to smile at people. You have to smile at visitors.
Are they beat you out tonight or not? You have
You have to smile. You have to make sure the visitor is attended to. You have to ensure you close them out. Like they've got their services, and you lead them out or give them maybe a next appointment. A risk analyst is supposed to, those people do a lot of reporting. You have to make sure the professionalism would come in. Are you big? Are you acting with integrity? because I do reporting the risks as they are. An accountant, what is a professional analyst? You're expected to give let's say a bank reconciliation report every month so that you give the right financial position of your organization to your boss. If you don't do that, you're not acting in a professional way. Whereas the other first one is an HR professional. So an HR professional, what would be the expected professional behavior for an HR person? You're supposed to act with integrity. You keep company secrets. You keep a lot of personal data. You're not expected to share it. You're not going to gossip about. So all those are all those are professional behaviors. So how toxicity comes is when people divert from the expected professional behavior in that. And when you divert, it becomes toxic and everyone else starts learning. So we are going to reverse what we have said. The person at the front desk is not welcoming people, is rude. Remember, greeting, you also greet your colleagues because they pass where you are sitting.
But so if you're you're my colleague, but I did you. Or am I greeting you?
At office, you're supposed to greet. That, like, when you're in a professional setting, you have to be cordial. You're supposed to be courteous. And they're supposed to have a friendly, so that you are able to enable a good working environment for everyone. Yes. So you see, now the accountant did not reconcile, did not give the right financial decisions, told the boss wrong things. The boss issued bouncing checks. The people who issued bouncing checks are coming to the reception shouting. Are you seeing the environment that chaos has been? Because people diverted from the expected professional behavior in a place, in a workplace. That's where it starts from. So they happen. But when they happen, people have to know that what is the underlying cause of this toxicity. And if do you know why would we encourage people to live toxic work environments? Because you cannot be in that environment all the time. From the thing I've described for you, imagine me as a person who is a reception, I handle my customers well, but you the accountant, you gave a wrong financial position. So customers are coming to shout at you. The person is only but me, Heaven, why are you coming to shout? Are you seeing how it's affecting everyone? Yes. So it comes from a diversion from the expected professional behavior. And if that continues, you have to curb and find out what is the underlying cause of this toxicity. You as the leaders in that organization, what is the underlying cause? And also leaders have to know that you may not know, sometimes you report it, because the toxicity could be happening in the team and it's not coming this side. So when it's reported to you, you have to find out what is the underlying cause so that we pause it. Because what I've explained is, you see how it flows, and people, this is toxic, you are affecting people who are quiet, and people who keep quiet.
Everyone is doing their part, somehow.
And you're frustrating them. Yes. So a talks, of course, if it's handled from the organizational level, it will not cause people to leave. But that comes to the leaders. Doesn't cause people to leave. So the other one was for the Gen Zs who leave. Even millennials leave. Even millennials leave. I get them.
But for us, I think the millennials hanging because they are overchi.
Let me tell you something. There's something about generations that maybe we miss, but it's something that I've observed. Whenever a new generation is coming, is transitioning into the workplace, they act the same. They do. So when millennials were coming into the workforce, the Gen Xers were saying the same thing. Yeah. When Gen Xers were coming into the workplace, because you're millennial. No. When the Gen Xers were coming into the workplace, the baby boomers were feeling the same. So when Gen Zs have come into the the millennials, because I used to read a lot because I read a lot because I related to the HR profession. I used to read about people's behaviors, how do the generations react, because you'll be managing older generations or different generations where you're working. So I used to read articles when millennials used to come, when they're just doing, millennials, they were very professional, that they would keep time. If you have not come, they will go away. Well, it's the same thing. It's just that this is they are demonstrating that they don't take losses. But the demonstration of not taking losses was different from how the millennials were doing. You get it? So if you come on time and then I came and I went, It also means I don't take nonsense. You didn't respond, but and remember, there's also something people have to observe. The older generation, who are the baby boomers, they valued a lot of loyalty in workplaces, right? So they passed it on to Gen Xers. That's why you see people would work in an organization for 26 years. Then Gen Xers. So when millennials come, they were following Gen Xers, and there was not that thing that you can easily leave a job because people were transitioning into it. Now people moving jobs, has I think started with the millennials. You get it? Like people can switch this job and switch this job and switch. Yes, because so when the when the Gen Zs come, that was the normal way. You get it? Because the other situation of having to stay on a job and then the culture has died. It is dying. Like people will stay 3-5 years, they change the organization 3-5 because of innovation and what. So because that's the option they see, that's how they back out. Yes, but there's something they need to remember because it also happened to us millennials. They will go. Yes, they will go. Life is a cycle. Just like I was speaking to a doctor one time, and he said, medicine is so easy. It was a doctor, it's not me. I didn't go to medical school. So he said, you know why? Because the human body doesn't change. God created it the same way. It has a heart, it has lungs. So once you learn how it works, you can treat Africans, you can treat Asians, it's the same thing inside. So it's the same thing about lice. You get it?
I get it.
So when Gen Zs they are annoyed about and they they will grow. They will grow. They can have that option because they don't have responsibility. They have an option of age because you can easily switch jobs. But when they get into all the things where they have to get married, get children, for them to make a decision to just leave work because they are angry will not come at a certain age. Maybe when they're in their mid-30s, it will not be there. So it will grow. That's why I said every generation when it comes, it's going to be the same thing when Gen Alphas start working. Gen Zs will still say that what? Oh, Alphas are work. Oh, what? It's going to be the same thing. Even when the betas come, it is going to still be the same thing. So I think it's normal. It's just a transition. Only that. And what you have to remember, Gen Zs have grown up with technology. So they have learned so many things of coping. How do I cope? They have seen it on the internet. They have seen it in different cultures. Yes. So it has also influenced their decisions. But it will not stop the life thing. Yes. When they are 10 years into work, they would have gotten other priorities in life and it will change.
Let's stop people management. Yeah, HR.
Yes.
By profession, you're an HR. And you also said you're a life coach, meaning that on a daily, you have to just deal with it. But I mean, we are human late. We are complicated, conflict. We want to be understood. We want to be given to and understand. But we are people, and people are respected. We have egos, we have big heads, we have what's the game, that kind of thing. HR in MPCMB, for all this while.
Yeah.
How did you manage that in a workplace? And also, how do you manage that on a daily? Because we are people. And one thing I keep telling people, capital is not the hardest thing to get in a business. But finding the right HR, dealing with people, handling people, getting them to be comfortable, all of them. And we need mercy. Talk about that.
You need mercy and education.
No, at times I think I'm like, no amount of education. Because as if you've understood Sandra, and then Cathy comes up and you're like, no, Brenda, because we have different personalities and we grew up from different backgrounds. And then we bring all our bad manners and characters and everything, good manners and everything into our workspace. And we are all supposed to coexist. But there is someone, you, the HR, that is supposed to ensure that we all exist and thrive in that environment.
So that's what yes, it's challenging. It was challenging, but I got to learn how to do it. That's why I told you I was combined HR. I had studied it at bachelor's. So there was something we used to study called the principles of human resource management. Yes. And management is a science and both an art. So the scientific bit of management, which is also people management, is that bit of psychology. Yeah. So I would combine both, and also some things also come from experience. So what you have to know is, for you to manage people well, people management, you have to fully understand. Do you realize when I was responding to the question of Gen Zs, I related it to generations? We need to understand, how does this generation work? This person that I've brought in here, in which generation do they belong? What is their character? How does this character behave? That's the scientific bit of management, of managing people, right? And I don't know if it's an art. So, and what are the expected principles of working in this workplace? Because they are standard operating, I would call them standard operating principles, which everyone has to which everyone has to follow. And the easiest way to manage set standards for the expected behavior for each position. That is why they are job descriptions. That is our minimum thing. Then you have to have you as an HR person. Or, because now I've realized that when I went into business, business owners have to learn people management skills. So what is the operating procedures here at work? So people manage.
Train being an HR, human resource, and learn people management skills. I thought they go hand in hand.
Yes, they go hand in hand. Yeah, yes, they go hand in hand.
It made them sound a bit different.
They are different, but they are the same. That's why it's both an art. You would use them differently. There's a time where I would use people management, then there's a time where I have to integrate both of them. Yes, especially when you're handling difficult people. Yes. So when someone is difficult, you go back to the principles. What are they expected to do at work? The person is shouting, we are fighting. What is the expectation? We're supposed to do this, we're not supposed to fight. Then you need to have policies and procedures in a workplace that you follow. That becomes like your Bible. So that you have to have something you fall back upon to. That is how you're able to manage and identify that this behavior, how you're behaving, is not expected here, because for us here, this is our policy. Because, so if that fails, then you bring in the scientific bit. Okay, this person is older. They are offended by someone who is shouting at them. Yes, they are older and they are right. So this person who has shouted at this person, do they know that they don't have to shout? Why don't they know? Because they are young. Because they have not experienced. So what do I do as an HR? I poll and I inform this person who was offended. They say, by the way, when you're talking to people like this, I bring in both their character, age, and the principles of organization. Yeah, so when you're talking to someone, first of all, you're supposed to be professional and courteous at work. Friendly behavior, you're not supposed to shout. Because the person will tell you, now I was angry, what? So if you're angry, you need to learn how to manage your emotions. How do I manage my emotions? Because people used to ask me that. So when you're angry, how do I manage? Someone has shouted at you, count 1, 2, 3, don't respond. If you feel that the environment is very tense for you, walk away. Do you know just moving from this room to another one can cool down tempers? So you as the HR person or the leader, because it is not only HR. HR is cascaded down to maybe team leaders or even you, the business owner. Teach that person what to do so that they stop offending. And after teaching, show consequences. Because sometimes even toxicity and bad behavior in work comes because people don't know consequences. So if you continue to do this is what will happen. That's also scientific. Humans learn with consequences. If you do not put the consequence, you will not get action. And after talking to them about that, the person who was offending, the example we are giving for people, someone shouted at someone, you write to them and inform them, following our conversation this time and this time, please note that I notified you. And in case it occurs again, this is what will happen. I have advised, I have understood the person had, and the person has learned, and I've confirmed, and I've given a consequence. Go back, because whenever there's a people issue, there are always two parties involved. It can't be one person. Go back and tell the person who was offended that I've actually notified this person, and this is what they said they are going to do. They're not going to do. And also inform them that, by the way, you also need to understand that they might not have come to you because they are mad, but they have not known. But next time when they come to you, please let them know so that you also stop that behavior from happening to you. Sandra is changing her head.
I feel like it's so much work. Yes, I don't think I can do. I don't know. I'm so poor with managing people. I'm so poor with. I don't like confrontation. I don't like. I don't have the time to. Actually, I think I'm as looking for help the other day. I'm like, I'm not so confrontational. You do something to me and I'm supposed to tell you stop that, but I will just look at you and I'll be silent.
Really?
Concentrate, especially given the fact that I'm in a place where I'm supposed to work with people, supposed to employ, but someone, a startup will do something, I'll be like, and I will have no words to say to them.
You will need to learn the words to say to them, because if you commit, like, it has to be a two-way. It is going to continue hurting you, and the other person is not going to know. So how about you stop looking at it as a confrontation, but a communication of how you prefer something to be done.
Which is, well, I say it once, I say it twice, you're not understanding. That third time, I'm like,
the third time you put it in writing.
Be happy. All right, let's talk about your business journey. So you leave employment, you get into business. Business, if we say it, yeah. How is business?
Business, I have learned a lot. Like every day I'm like, even this one is there. But they're not bad. Because I love learning. Actually, my biggest shock was that how you be successful as a professional in whatever profession you've been in, that knowledge can give you a start, but it is not enough to make you survive in a business. So you need to learn business skills. You need to learn marketing. You need to learn people management. Tell me there, at least I had a string. It was because that's where I was coming from. But you need to learn cash flow management, prediction, pricing, negotiation. So those are different things that I've found, but I enjoy them so much because I feel like I had already exhausted what I had to do. So that's what I've found, a lot of learning. Like if you ask me what has happened in the business, I am learning a lot and I love it. Yes, I think I love it. And then you learn the seasons, like, okay, this season, then you're affected by season. Now, I'll give you an example. When we had elections, it was this election. Now, when you're employed, the only thing I had to do then, plan for elections, people will be on leave, make sure the workplace is up. But now here, when you're in business, you have to say, how does the election affect business decisions? How does it affect my clients? What do I have to do at that time? Out there, I didn't have to go further. Now I need to go further and see the impact of what the society is creating to my business. Yes.
How have you evolved? Cathy, the human, Cathy, the employee, the career lady, the business lady, the coach, the consultant. How good? Are they any different?
Yes, they are. They are. I have more time. I have now time and freedom. I think it's my love language. Like, I love my time. I love my time and I respect people's time. So I have time to do everything. So however much I do a lot of planning. I used to do it then, I still do it now. So I see that I have time to do everything, and it has allowed me to be a whole person. A whole person.
Oh,
Yes.
when you're hurled, you have a person.
I was half.
I was off, son.
Sandra, don't laugh. Let me explain my half.
I'm curious.
Yes.
Employment made you have a person. Business, I was supposed to make you have a source.
Yeah, I'm full.
You're full. Wow. Tell us, teach us.
So, how I feel that I was half a person, known as an employee, is like everything that I deemed successful. Like I thought that I am successful when I finish my work, when I've finished my reports, and I've gone home early. That's where my life stopped. That's for sure. I felt that for a long time. Like now everything is fine. Like everything stops. Yet I am a mom, I am a friend, I am a sister, I go to church, I'm a wife, all those things. Like, I had like put them in a box. But now, because I'm in business, I am allowed to do all these things. Even me practicing my love for Jesus, I have time to do all that, which I feel that it has made me a whole person because I have the freedom to allocate time for each.
Yes. Do you carry your HR practices to warm that knowledge of people management? Do you carry it to being a mother, a wife, a friend, or literally?
I forget it. That's funny. No, I don't. I do it.
Other friends that they are a banker or like we are a financial person. You're spending a little money. You're doing this. You're doing this. Even at home, I know people who stay in homes of accountants.
That's an example I was going to give. Because those are my friends, my accountant friends. They remember all the time. Yes, I do, but for HR, no. I've not done it at all because I told him I would do the scientific bit. And I was having one generation, which my children understand, so I was not applying that knowledge to them. No. But I have friends who do those things. My lawyer friends.
Lawyer friends, my local.
They can make statements like, and me, when they tell you, like, maybe I've gone through something, yeah, I already served my sentence of that. I'm like, you were just broke for a few days. Was that your sentence and you were in your home? Like, their language, their what?
But what on you word? I've already served my sentence of poverty.
Yeah, they give such examples. I've served my sentence. It's not liberal. I have my rights. Like, it integrates their professions integrate into their life. But I have not observed it. No, I have not observed that in my, but my benel.
Yeah. No. I wanted to ask work-life balance.
Yes.
Most of us struggle with it.
You're talking about freedom. I have the freedom to do this. I can be a mother. I can be a wife. I can be a friend. I can be ministry and all those things. But we struggle so much with work-life balance.
Yes.
We don't know when to start about. You're the generation of people who will go home and you carry your laptop home and you sit and you basically your work come. And I was telling for the other day, I'm like, you don't spend no more to rest. We don't know how to live anymore because we are dying for work. Or speak into why it is important. And number one, for you practice, as many people like you practice, but here from what you've said, you practice work by the balance. At what point does someone need to understand that number one about life balance is so important? And how can one be able to practice that work-life balance? So work-life balance, I think, I wouldn't say like it's published research, but there's something that they said that I read somewhere that it's work-life integration. Yes, you integrate your life into your work. I'm going to give you an example to explain the freedom I will tell you. So, I can have, maybe I have my first appointment starts at 10 a.m. So how do I integrate my life and my work? I'm a mom. Now I'm going to show you the integration. I'll wake up the normal time if I wake up every day at 5 because I have to start work at 8, that time I'll wake up at 6 or 7. So between 7 and 9, I am with my baby. I am feeding him or I'm watching him waking up, but it is not going to stop me from going for my appointment at 10. I integrate it. So I have been with my baby, and then after being with him at 9:30, I start moving for my appointment at 10. I've been a mother and now I'm working. If I'm studying, after that time of work, I am going to study, and I be the person he is studying. After studying in the evening, because I'm a sister, I'll call my sister as I'm going home. Are you seeing how I'm integrating? So people should, maybe ladies, because it affects ladies a lot, should stop fighting for the balance thing, because when you fight, that's why they feel guilty. And even taking work at home may sound wrong for a person who has an 8-5, but if you're an entrepreneur, it may not be wrong, because you could be having a class that starts at 7 p.m. to 9. So you need to learn in which profession am I in? Am I an entrepreneur? Am I a what? And all the other aspects of my personal life that don't pick onto my careers.
Let me just give you an example. I work in a bank. I enter the bank at 6 and get out of the bank at 8, 9. Work-life balance.
So let's try to do work-life integration for a banker. Yes, you need to integrate it.
So
Yes. So of course you follow up because that's your work. That's where you get your source of income. Do 8, leave at 8. But see, on the weekend, because some of them work on the weekend, make sure you're supposed to finish your work within that stipulated times.
one time.
Yes. So on the weekend, which other aspects of my life do I have to fulfill? I'm a mom, I'm a wife, or which other thing? Maybe a student. That other time, you just like how you give time to your work, dedicate the same time to your personal time. If it's time for you to be out of work, be out of work. If you go, because of course when you close at 5, they have to balance up and leave at 8. Yes, that's the reality. You're not going to leave at 5 when you've not balanced. You're not doing your professional side. So you leave at 8 p.m. So during that time of commute, you could make, if you find like maybe my kids, I'm going to find them, they are sleeping because maybe they sleep at 9. And your commute is when you're going back home. It's going to take 1 hour. Do you know that you can call your children as you're going home? You use a hands-free and then you talk to them as you're going home. So what do you fulfill? You fulfilled, I have talked to my children, I've been at work and I've been a mom. Because it might still continue hurting you. I reach home at time, the kids are sleeping, and I've had many mothers struggling with that. So devise a time. Maybe I can talk to them on the phone. Maybe when I've just closed at 8, before I start setting off, I can call them on the phone. They tell me, how has your day been at school? I am going to come back. If that is, you integrate, you can call this step, then, or you can wake up early so that you're able to see them, talk to them, have with them breakfast if they have breakfast before they go to school. So you integrate and say, then on Saturday or over the weekend, use that time to be with them, to be with the family, or you have another course you're studying and your students, use that same time. Another trick I also found that I used, because there was a time I was also used to be so busy. I realized that picking children from school is a very long time for you to bond with them.
So much.
Yes, so because of that, getting someone to pick them is comfort and it relieves you. But if you see your schedule is so tight and you're able to pick them, for the people who are not living at work and they leave at 5, you can pick your children from school. You would talk to them throughout that. Instead of complaining about the traffic, you would have spent time to them because you're talking to them. So you're spending time with them. Because spending time does not mean you are playing, you're what? No. Speaking to them and knowing how their day was. So you see, you're integrating how your time is with what is available and which other docket of your life requires your time. So you integrate it. Is it hard for you?
When I get up gamba, Saturday want to sleep. Even if it's a weekend, on Saturday we'll get up church. I want to come back and sleep. Meaning, because I made mental, because of it, and probably my leave is going to come in 5-6 months. And now, maybe I work Saturday half day, or maybe I didn't even up on Saturday. Now morning, okay, let's do homework, make a little bit of noise. You get, but that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
Does it not make me a bad mother?
No, that's enough. You know, children's concentration span is not long. The ones in kindergarten, they just do 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes they break. Yeah. So do you think your son also wants to spend a long time with you? What are you going to continue telling them? You're going to start telling them they are bad manners, they are yet if you're just with them for 1 hour and they are doing homework, you've taught them, they have told you how school was, the homework is closed, you have signed it, they have gone to play. That's enough.
People make us feel like they are terrible mothers because
but that is a time.
So if someone is telling you, oh, you know, in the weekend I'm only able to spend maybe 2 hours or 3 hours with my kids, someone is like, oh my goodness, why are you giving your child that only time? You're supposed, actually even telling us we are bad mothers because you don't cook for your kids.
You can cook on Christmas.
You don't take
You can cook on Christmas.
cooking on Christmas only is good enough.
It is okay. And there's another thing people I think need to appreciate. Yes, you don't cook, but don't they eat?
No, actually they eat. They are well kept. They're high head.
So who makes sure that that is happening? Isn't it you? So let's transfer work to home as a mother, right? Every work even at work, isn't work delegated?
It is.
People forget that part, that when I hire someone to cook for me, my maid, or to look after my child, I am working through her.
Oh,
Yes.
it's a system I put in place to
Yes.
ensure that my life.
So if I have created a timetable for my food at home and I've told the maid, I did the work. Do you know that you cannot, do you know every day you talk to your maid on which food, however much you told them? That's my work. I am ensuring that they have eaten. A bad mother would be, you are so busy, you didn't leave food at home, people have not eaten, they have gone to bed because you didn't tell people to cook, nor did you buy food. That's a bad mom. But the child has eaten and have supervised the maid. Do you know how many phone calls Nakawides make when they have gone back to work? As the baby drug me, as what, but the baby has eaten, the fed. So you have worked through someone. And people need to understand their season, because when you're looking after children, suddenly children were they have grown. Our children are almost the same age. So you see how we transfer care and time with them is not the same. Yeah, I have a 2-year-old, but I also have others who are preteens. So how I care for that 2-year-old, did you give the example when I gave you that I will spend time with him before I go? I don't need to spend that time with my 10-year-old. But on Saturday, I will spend time with them. If I have somewhere to go on Saturday, I will move in the car with them, because for them, they prefer talking. And the time I'm going to take to talk is when I'm driving. So I tell my maybe 10-year-old, say, dress up and escort me. I am spending time with them. I'm integrating my work with what is available, which I cannot do with the 2-year-old. The 2-year-old, you want to do that. So even you delegating work, delegating to make sure that your children get the right services, it is also good. So should we also say that people who put their kids in the van are also bad mothers? That's what works for them. What is the responsibility? The children have to be dropped at school. What works for me? My time is tight. Let me get a van. Are you getting it? So spending the time differs. Even if it's a toddler, I cannot spend a whole day with a toddler when I have work. They will also get tired. They even walk away. Sometimes when I'm with my baby and I'm playing a lot, I see him going, meaning he's just away. Yes, so we can't spend the whole day with children. That's not realistic, because we have another component of our work that we need to do. Yes. So people, I would need advice for people to start feeling guilty as long as the responsibilities are done. Yes, the bad mother would be the one who does not ensure that responsibilities are done. They can be done by you, or they can be done through someone else by you when you supervise them. Yes.
Not a bad mom.
Why are you scared? You're not a bad mom.
For make us feel like those. Is business money your money? Money or CNK your money?
No. I learned financial management.
Did you learn in class, or you learned the hard way physically? It happened to you?
I had taken some entrepreneurship classes before, so I used to listen to a lot of information about business, because in my transition time, so I started it immediately to separate.
So you can't be that be tempted. They paid CLK money, and then you're like, man, I didn't see as I'm I'm broke. I need to do my hair. You're like, you know what? Let me get that company card and swipe.com.
And I will not lie, sometimes it happens, but the difference is I always report and refund. Because when you're a business owner, when you're a business owner, there's times when the cash flow is in the business account, and maybe you don't have cash flow this side, and you need something to be done. If it's done, if I do that, I would make sure I refund, but I try my best, because I think it is easier to start than to solve the problem later. I learned that and I implement it, even when on those situations, the situation you've described there, the refund has to be done.
So you're that disciplined. That will struggle. Majority of us there who are watching. See that today with a phone. Struggles, business money is his name.
It is treats your money, but I think there's something they call about percentages. I'm sure you know it, Sandra, because you're the finance coach. There's something they call percentage. Like you do percentage, this one goes to me as the business owner, or the salary, and then these are the business expenses. Yes. And I think also how people can prevent that, they should also get salary. Like you allocate salary.
A friend told me. her salary depends. China permanent salaries. The way the business works that month, that were like the business is good, bring on the money. If the business is low, a little money. So for her, she doesn't have like a standard.
Yeah, I just use as percentages. There's that method also. I heard about it where someone like allocates percentage, like the founder will get 20%. So of course, if you've got more money, you get paid. And then there are some that give themselves fixed.
If I would want to disagree with a bit of that, I find it
Prefer fixed.
it should be fixed because it gives flexibility for the business to expand and grow and also have savings somewhere.
Yeah, we picked up when it's predictable.
Yeah, because
A lot of money gets
that's a
saved.
whole lecture.
Yes, I understand, but I learned that there are some entrepreneurs that use that. Yes, they don't do fixed and they use percentages. I think depending on the type of business they do or their goals. Maybe they have lifetime goals and they want to get them in a shorter time, but it's also another method people use. But I think I also go with the other one, which is fixed. Yeah, it's easier to manage.
What are some of the business challenges you faced in the earlier days of your business when you had just started?
The earlier days of my business, the biggest challenge I faced was thinking that my professional knowledge would transition, yes, was enough to help in my business world. Yeah, that was the biggest challenge. So yet I realize here you have to have
Lots of knowledge, different knowledge.
even money, even marketing. Yes, that was the biggest challenge. Like it was not it was a culture shock. There's something they call culture shock.
Yeah.
That was my culture shock. Yes, that things have to work differently here. My expertise will not work. It will help me, but it's not 100%. Yet there in employment, it was 100%. That's what you needed. That was my biggest challenge. And by
Cash profit over impact.
cash profit.
Profit is over impact. If they told you you're going to do this jig and the profit is 20 million, you're going to do this jig and you're going to impact 300 people, 300 times. Which one will you pick?
Which one would I pick? At what time?
At what time?
Yeah.
No, all the jigs have come at the same time. At this point, it's not that you can do them both. You have to pick one.
What I will have to pick would depend on the season that I'm in. Yeah, on the season that I'm in. Because you see, at CNK, we do help HR organizations, but we also do life. So, if it's a season where, and we have like a campaign or a drive every month on the aspect of life. So, if at that time it's on the aspect of under our branch of life coaching, I would pick the one that has impact because it's a vision we need to do. So it's not within that time, and then we have a business target and we need to meet this. I would pick the one for profit.
Wow.
Yeah, it has to depend on the season.
You're a life coach, right?
Yes.
Can you talk about the high rising rates in medical? I mean that it is unstable. Yeah, we are mentally unstable generation. When we got big place, big facade, like there is so much going on, and I think that's why there is a rise in the professions we're saying today: life coach, health coach, mental coach, all those things. Why do you think that we are so? I don't want to use the word unstable, but that's the reality. Why do you think that we are not okay?
There are two sides of it. There is realizing that we are not okay and people acknowledging it now. Because people were also not okay then, but they used to bottle it up. Yeah. But the fact that people realize that I'm not okay, this is not good for me, is a good step. So what I'll talk about is people battle a lot with things that are happening with them and they don't find help. And then they realize that actually something is wrong with me, which is a good thing if people are realizing it. And even now organizations, even coaches come up right now to help people realize. So what I think is because now the generation is more aware, they can identify that this is not right, but they still have to find help. And I want to talk to the person who has had mental issues. Yes, let me talk about mental issues. Like there is anxiety, restlessness. They can also be burnout, like someone is extremely exhausted. Extremely exhausted. Yes, then there's also depression. There are also suicidal thoughts. Because sometimes when you see someone trying not to tell you that they're having suicidal thoughts, but all the things they are doing, lack of hope, people have lost hope, people like they have gone through so many things and they have lost hope. And I think what has led to that was people recognize that, okay, people go through things and they keep quiet. They don't look for help, and that is something that piles on you and piles on you and piles on you. Remember I said that life will happen, people grow. So if someone has been going through something, like they are responsible for so many people, they have black tax, no one is caring about their needs, they are caring about everyone. If someone is reaching 40 years, they will be broken. They will be so tired. They will be so exhausted. Yes, they'll be so exhausted. So people are going through that because they have not helped. They have not found help, but they're recognizing. But I want to tell people that they need to seek help. They need to identify, because there is no more expected behavior. Yes, that you go and work, you rest, you come back. But you're now finding, I'm tired, I can't even rest. I can't even sleep. I can't even, I have to find help, I have to find medication for sleep. That's not normal. I am having outbursts. I'm shouting at my children. People are annoying me at work. I don't want to talk. I want to isolate myself. That is not normal behavior. Because normal behavior is supposed to rest, rejuvenate your brain, come back, talk normally to people. So once you recognize that that is happening, you need to seek help. But people also don't seek help. And then I have to add, when you seek help from life coaches, from counselors, from therapists, when you seek help, you have to be ready to do the work. Because when you're going through a mental issue, it is work. You have to do inner work to heal, because you're sick internal. You have to do inner work to heal. You have to be intentional, because sometimes people sick, they recognize, but they're not ready. And even as a life coach, if I'm going to help you go through therapy sessions, I have to let you know that you have to do your work. There's inner work. You are going to identify your demons, and we deal with them, and we sort them. You have to be intentional and do your inner work, and then you start on the journey of healing. But people identify, and some stop at identification. If you identify, please go ahead and seek help and be ready to do the work. Be ready to do the inner work. You don't have to fear to do the inner work, because that's why you're working with a coach. The coach will hold your hand, because you're not sick. They will hold your hand and make sure that they work with you through the process of healing, and you find healing.
Wow. Guys, mulanya HR profession, they don't worry it. And I think you've learned so much, because personally I've learned that I'm supposed to learn how to not confront, communicate.
Yeah.
Not confrontation, is communication. Oh God, I think I'm so poor with my communication. I just need deliveries from heaven. I'm waiting.
You just cut, you communicate. What you're feeling in your mind is what you say. And you put it in a professional setting or something.
I'm getting it. What I'm feeling in my head, I want to tell you, you are that way. You're getting it.
I understand.
How can you be this? Those hard words.
Yeah, I understand.
I am like, you know what?
Also, communication, when something has been done wrong, when something has been done to you that you're not comfortable with, it's part of creating your boundaries. Boundaries are not bad. Boundaries is being communicating. Okay, maybe you can observe this person has done this. Let me observe. Maybe it was a one-off. So the moment it happens at the second occurrence, you need to communicate it.
Why is it important to talk about boundaries? Why is it important for every business owner, not even just a business owner, but every human being?
Yes.
To have the ability to say no, and not just a no, but a strong no. Because I believe law is a public sentence.
Yes, it is.
But we don't know how to say the no. Why is it important for every individual to be able to have that no?
It's important to have no so that you remain healthy, number one, because if you say yes to everything, you're going to get tired and exhausted because you're going to be accepting everything. It's in business, your energy is your asset.
Oh,
Yes.
as it as a business.
Yeah, so you cannot be saying yes to everything because yes means I'm going to give you my time, that's my energy. I am going to give you this. So it's not even just boundaries. Okay, it's boundaries, but it's communication. So understand that it will keep you healthy, and you also have to back it with, like I answered the question, what season am I in now? What is the situation now? Am I able to take on this? If I'm not able to, it's not the right time.
No, on do it.
Yes, when it's the right time, I will do it the right.
It's not the right time. No.
No, I will. It's not the right time for me. I can do it another time.
So I'm allowed to say no and unapologetical.
Yes, I'm not available now. Maybe I'll be available this time, or I will not be available. It's not in my business scope.
I want to be like you.
I've got work which was not in my business scope somewhere, sometime.
I think it is something that I'd struggle so much with. Especially in the kind of life that's the kind of work that we do. You see someone, asking you for things at times you're like, hey, can I may just do patch at the expense of what metrical? So you end up being so. And when you see that it's right for your mental health and for your own health, I think I can totally relate because each time you say yes, and you're not supposed to be saying yes, you end up drained. And extremely drained, by too drained. So I think I can relate. Guys, I think we are going to end here with a podcast, right? Hey. I feel like you guys, you need to, don't you have a master class that we can pay for? I feel like you guys need to pay for a master class, a full master class, because Chick has broke down with things I feel like I'm also going to go and implement. See? Cathy has broken down this. Why is it important for every organization to have? If this is my own opinion, we are not. I find it important for every organization to after every quarter and to leave I think it's a culture that I'm trying to input in my own organization.
Can I say something about leave? Leave is scientifically researched. So, leave is earned. So, when every 3 months, every month you work, you earn 1.75 days. Some organizations that give more days earn 2. So, you multiply 1.75 days times 12. Isn't it 21 or 20? Yes, what does that mean? That every 3 months you work, you earn 5 days.
Oh,
yeah. That was my research at Masters. I did occupational stress.
Diane? 5 days collected until
No. So if the person works, if you buy the work, there's limited something. There's
occupational centers and master class.
there is occupational stress. The stress that comes with work, even when everything is okay. There is daily commute, coming to work every day. It creates stress. And especially if your commute is 20 minutes and above, which is almost 90% of everyone in Kampala district. Because the traffic can make you your commute is at least, if you're so lucky, it's 1 hour, but most of the time it's 1 hour and a half. So that daily commute creates stress. Beating deadlines creates stress. Dealing with people creates stress. So that there's a natural stress that will come. So when that stress comes, you are supposed to take 5 days off after. The body can only accumulate it for 3 months. After 3 months, you rest. And I used to struggle with the gentlemen. When you tell them to go for leave, I do what? You sleep. So that you're not dealing with daily commute. So that at least you normally save your body and you allow it to heal. Daily commute reports, calls from your colleagues, managing reports. Just 1 week. And 1 week is what? Monday to Friday. Next week, it's another month. Yes. So it's right for people to always do that. Take your 5 days every 3 months. You plan it out in leave. Some don't have to be 5. They can be 3. But at least you need to take, especially if you're from a busy season, you have board, you have extreme projects that is closing, you've been working on it. It's always time to take leave after that intense work thing. So what you're implementing is right. It's very right. Oli mu kitabo mwokolera. You're working with God. God led you to that, and it's the right.
So as a life coach, if someone is reach out to you, how do they reach out to you? How do you support them?
Yes, we had talked about the master class. I offer master classes for career. I think we have an upcoming one in August this year. We take a small number, 15 to 20. We have a very small number for the master classes. And then for life coaching, those of course are individual, and also through organizations, I can give them my number.
Yeah, please give them the number.
So the number is 0702 694 794. So that's how you reach me, through WhatsApp, and we're able to talk.
Oh,
Yes.
you shall put you have like a flyer or something?
Yes, we do.
Put it out there.
Yes.
So tell these guys to subscribe, and there is of an entrepreneur.
Yes. Please subscribe to the channel. We learn a lot. Sandra is great. When she's here talking, she gives you 2%. But I know she has a lot of worth and a lot of experience. She's a very passionate entrepreneur. Very passionate, and she's very good at sharing. Please use her, subscribe so that you do not miss out. And I would like to thank you.
Thank you so much for giving us a free masterclass. I'm sure if you come with a book and sit,
Yes.
there is a lot of HR solutions you're going to have for the organizations that you brought on, you didn't have. And if you're out there, you're looking for HR solutions, do you help people hire, right?
Yes. We do recruitment services. We hire. We also do human manpower placement. Like you can outsource your HR department in case you are a business and you don't have like an internal HR full department, because it's expensive to pay all those HRs. We offer that, where we outsource for you the HR department and we manage all the functions for HR. We also do team buildings for teams. We do performance management. We also do executive coaching in human resource for business owners, because I got to learn that business owners handle human resources, but they would require support and knowledge. That is executive coaching for business owners in human resource management, and of course other life coaching lessons.
Hey!
Yes.
And bro, and no choreograph you want to be like? Guys, please subscribe to the channel. If you're out there, or mukolo, or embaga, or anything to do with videography and photography, we have one and the only list doctor called Enoch. Please, I think his socials are down here. Reach out to him and he'll be able to serve you. Subscribe, invite a friend to invite a friend. Until next time, bye-bye.